there, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Choose Your Own Adventure tag. I was tagged by Walker Wrights, who is a good bookish friend of mine. I'll go ahead and leave his channel in the description box as well up in the cards. Make sure you subscribe to him. I've seen this tag floating around, but I didn't really know exactly what the questions were, so I'm excited to get into it. But before we go ahead and get on into the tag, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new bookish content. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and sometimes other days throughout the week. Also, don't forget to check down in the description box for links to my social media, my Buddy Read Discord, and my Patreon. Question 1 is fantasy. Name a character that you can relate to on a personal level. For me, I'm going to go with Jo March from Little Women. Jo is definitely one of my favorite characters because, number one, she's a writer, and I remember her talking about how she always has like stories going on in her head, and that is something that I can definitely relate to because I am a writer also, and there's always some idea floating around upstairs in there, so definitely I can relate to her like that. And then I can also relate to her because Jo had a lot of trouble kind of figuring out where she belonged in the world because, you know, her sisters were just so sure of themselves, and it took her a little while to find her identity. And she's also a teacher. She ended up opening a school. So I feel like Jo March and I definitely have a lot in common, and she's definitely one of my favorite literary characters. Question number 2 is hero, a character that you aspire to be like. And I'm going to have to go with Harper from A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmer. This is a YA Beauty and the Beast retelling. And the reason I like Harper is that she is resilient. She's got just so many things stacked against her, and she just pushes through. So she's dealing with a physical illness, and she is dealing with some issues with her family and her brother and like monetary things, health things, and she ends up being kidnapped from our world in Washington, D.C. in the United States and taken away to this magical world, and has to kind of put the pieces back together for this kingdom that is completely broken apart, in addition to dealing with an evil sorceress who has put a curse on the land and some other things. So I feel like Harper is just, despite everything that is against her, she is able to work through it. She is intelligent, she is strong, she is determined, she's good with people, she's very kind and caring, and, you know, she's just a great character. Question 3 is champion. Choose a character that would be your champion in a duel, and of course I had to go with Adolin Khalin from the Stormlight Archives. I mean, he is like the best dueler in the land, and he's got shard plate, he's got a shard blade. That scene, I think it was in Way of Kings or Words of Radiance, where he is having to fight in the arena and Kaladin jumps in, was one of my favorite scenes out of the whole series, and I think Adolin could kick anyone's butt. Despite how sweet he is in real life, he's an awesome dueler. The next question is unlikable character, a character that you love to hate. And I'm going to have to go with Kyle from Ship of Magic. He makes my blood boil. First off, he's abusive, like physically abusive to his family, which is just completely unacceptable. He will do whatever he can to get what he wants, and he's like convinced himself that it's for the good of the family. But it's not. Like, he compromises the integrity of the family. He compromises just ethics in general in order to engage in some shady practices to bring money into his family, but the whole time he's saying it's for the good of the family. And he is just so hateful to his son and his sister-in-law for just no reason. And oh my gosh, he is a horrible character. Question 5 is Tavern Buddy, a character that you would like to have a drink with or have a night on the town with. And I'm going to go with Matt from the Wheel of Time. However, I have only read up to book 7, so I don't really know how much Matt changes as the story progresses. But from what I've read about him, he's just a guy that likes to have fun. He likes to eat, drink, game. He likes his ladies. He's just like an easygoing, funny, non-serious type guy or person, and I feel like he would be a lot of fun to like go to the club with if I still did that, but he'd be a lot of fun to go out with, and he just doesn't take things too seriously, and yeah, I would definitely choose Matt. Number 6 is villain, a character that you would not want to cross paths with. And I no longer own this book, but I'm going to go with The Bread Queen from The Queen of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. And the reason is that this villain is, I didn't particularly like the book in general, but the villain has stuck out to me all these years later because I found her just downright nasty. Like, she just had absolutely zero capacity for emotion, mercy, forgiveness. Like, her whole entire personality or consciousness was just made up of hate. And it was very disturbing, but I feel like it was done in a really good way in the story. Definitely a despicable antagonist, and the most impressively written antagonist that I have read in a long time. Number 7 is mentor. Name a character that you would like to have as a teacher or a mentor. And I'm going to choose another Stormlight character. I'm going to choose Yasna Colin. Yasna would definitely be a very strict mentor, but she does it for a specific reason because she wants you to be the best that you can and learn as much as you can and make sure that you're using your abilities the way that they're supposed to be used. She doesn't really tolerate stupid mistakes, but if you do make a mistake, she is able to forgive you and give you another chance like she does with Shallan, and I really admire that. And I feel like Yasna takes risks. She's incredibly intelligent, but at the same time, everything is guided by logic. She doesn't let emotions get in the way of her decisions, which I find very admirable. So I feel like Yasna would be a very good mentor for me personally. Maybe not for everybody, but there's a lot about her personality that mirrors my own, which is why I would choose her. Number 8 is Samwise. Name a character that you could trust to be your best friend. And I'm actually going to choose the Lord of the Rings because I feel like any of the people from the Fellowship of the Ring would fall into this category. So it could be Aragorn or Legolas or Sam or Merry, Pippin. It could be any of those characters I feel like would be extremely loyal to their friends and would see them through to the end through hard times and not so hard times as is shown in the trilogy. So any of those characters I would choose to be a loyal good friend. And number 9 is found family. If you could choose any character to adopt or give a home, who would it be? And I'm going to go with Aiko from the Lunar Chronicles. Aiko is a little android and she is present in all 4 books and she is just precious. Like, she has this childlike innocence to her. All she wants to do is help her friends. She is kind of wowed by the small things in life, but she's able to be helpful when she needs to. She's given a couple of different looks throughout the story. Like, she looks like a machine android at some points, but then she takes on a more human look later on in the series. And it's just really fun to read about her because of her innocence and how everything wows her and makes her happy. And she's darling. So if anything happened to Aiko, I think I would be very upset, which is why I would adopt her. Okay, you guys, so that is the questions for the Choose Your Own Adventure tag. Thank you again, Walker, for tagging me. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching this. Let me know in the comments if you have done this tag. I tag all of you who are watching and want to do it. And like I said, let me know in the comments if you have done this tag or what some of the answers to these prompts would be. And I will see y'all soon in another video. Goodbye.